17th of October, Rabbi Levitt, Gomorrah.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, we're ready to go ahead. Mat Hashem. Let's see. Yeah.
86B.
86B. We got up to, I think we did Amar of Papa, Ein, the Mekalmu Le Umichle. So this, let's see, where do we go from there? We go from basically right in the middle of the discussion over here. Well, actually, it's just got, no, it looks like we have one more comment on this matter. Okay. So, we're up to Vahasanya, Rebbe Omer Cherish, Ishlo Boshes. Oh, so we were talking about the subject of, is there compensation for Boshes for a cotton? What?
Yeah, of a cotton, right.
Of a cotton. So we had in the Brisa, what we were trying to do really is to explain why, on the one hand, the Brisa says the Cherish has a din boshes. There's payment for boshes, and also a cotton, and whereas a shota there is no payment. For a shota there's no payment. So you're trying to explain how to work these three different cases. And so what did we say in the end? We said that the Brises could be talking according to Rav Papa, who says that there is boshes for a cotton. It's not the same thing as a shota, because we're talking about a cotton who feels the boshes. He's reached that age of maturity, or even though he's still a cotton, but he does feel boshes, and therefore there's compensation for that as well. Whereas the shota, not. Okay. Okay, so now we go weiter through the case of there's another Bryce over here after Rav Papa. And this is on, where is this? Rav Papa is like 20 lines up from the bottom. And this Bryce starts actually at the beginning of the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lines up from the top. Is that right?
86B3, left-hand column, bottom paragraph.
Okay. So, Alan, would you like to start off?
Sure. The Gomorrah responds, Amar Rav Papa. Rav Papa said, hey, yes, a certain type of miner can experience embarrassment. Demachla mu lay mi kelam, viz. One mature enough that they embarrass him and he becomes embarrassed. And the Brisa refers to such a miner. Well, Papa adduces support for his interpretation. Bahor Samuel, and it was indeed taught thus in a Brisa. But Rabbi says, Keres Yesh Lo Boshes. If that person has compensation for humiliation, Shotet, Yin Lo Boshes. The deranged person does not have compensation for humiliation. Katan, regarding a minor, Mim Yesh Lo, Mim Ein Lo. Sometimes he has compensation for humiliation, or sometimes he does not. The prophet explains the Bryce's last statement. Or the mark were mo first part refers to a minor mature enough that they embarrass him and becomes embarrassed.
Bill, I think you're gonna have to mute, please.
Or the
Okay, get it. Wait a second. Mute.
lay
Thank you.
below me became the second part refers to a minor so young that they try to embarrass him and he does not become embarrassed. In that case, there is no liability.
Oh, so this price over here, the Gemara is bringing Behasanya. We have a Rashi over here, a one-word Rashi. It's about it's 1, 2, 3, 4 lines down from the 4 wide Rashi lines. Last word in the line, Bahasanya.
Okay, I'll go ahead and read it. Bahasanya, benich osa. Benichosa.
Right.
Let's see. Bahasanya means I don't see where Hasanya is. Bahasanya, I see. It means
Where is it?
part in a brisa. It's the 4th line down from the fat lines, Roy.
Yeah, I've got that, but in the text.
Oh, in the text, it's the first word. It's the not the first word.
Oh, I've got it there. It was
Okay.
indeed taught.
So what is benichosa? I don't know benichosa.
Nichosa is like the word Noach, Nachas. It's which means over here, Rashi is telling us that the Gemara is bringing this brisa is a nichusa. Nichusa means that it's benachas with this brisa is benachas together with what we just heard in the name of Rav Papa. Rav Papa said that yes, there is such a thing as a katan that has boshes. He's reached that age that the mekalmu lay that when you embarrass him, mekalden, he actually feels the embarrassment. So the Gemara says vahasanya. Oh, and here we have a brisa. Now, oftentimes when the Gemara says vahasanya, it means that the Gemara is bringing a brisa, which is a refutation of the Amora that we just got through bringing. But over here, there are cases where the Gemara brings a brisa, which is a support, which is a nachas to Rav Papa. And that's what Rashi's telling us over here. This brisa, even though it says vehasanya, and oftentimes that means that the Gemara is asking a kasha, here the Gemara is bringing a nichusa. It's a support. It goes well with Rav Papa. How does this brisa go well with Rav Papa?
Because it basically supports the idea that if a minor is mature, he can experience embarrassment.
Right. That's what you see from this brisa. See from this brisa that there are times where there will be payment for embarrassment to a katan. in the case where he feels the embarrassment that was done to him.
It's actually even better than that because it explains why we had one opinion that said he doesn't get it and the other said he does get it. Now we can say, okay, from this Bryce, it's clear when he's not mature enough, he doesn't get it. And when he is mature enough, he does get it.
Okay, that's definitely so. That's the way. It's possible to say that the brisa that says there's no boshes for a cotton. It's possible, perhaps, to say that it's talking about a case where most katanim, I guess, have not reached that age, and it's talking about that case where they have not reached that age. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Did we had a brisa that said cotton ein lo boshes? Cotton. We had a brisa that said cotton yesh lehem boshes. That's what we had in the name of Reb Meir. Right. And yeah, that's the brisa that we brought. Cherish and cotton have boshes, but Shota does not. Okay. So it really, yeah, it could be that there's no such. It could be that that everyone agrees with Rev Papa. There's no Tanaic opinion that disagrees with Rev Papa. I don't see that we have a brisa that says cotton ein lo boshes. All we have is a brisa that says cotton yesh lo boshes. And then we have this brisa here that says sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't. Okay. Okay, so now we get to another subject, Mavayish es Hasuma. Mavayish es Hasuma. Okay. See where that is? That's the first words in the line. Mavayish es Hasuma. And so we'll go from there now. Roy, would you like to continue the reading for us? Oh, Roy, you're muted, I think.
Roy's
Muted, I'm sorry.
he's back.
One who humiliates a blind person, etc., is liable. The Mishnah later implies that if a blind person humiliated someone else, he too is liable. The Gomorrah comments on this. Masinitin Dalo Karebi Yehuda. Karebi Yehuda. Now, Mishnah does not accord with Rabbi Yehuda. The Tanya, for it was taught in a brisa, Rabbi Yehuda, Omer, he said, Mumo ein lo koshes. A blind person has no liability for humiliation. V'choch ahaya Rabbi Yehuda potter. And so Rabbi Yehuda would dismiss a blind person. Machayev Ve Golios from the category of those liable to exile. Rabbi Yehuda would dismiss a blind person from the category of those who are liable for exile.
Okay.
Malachios from the category of those liable to lashes. Umachayeva Matos Bestin, and from the category of those liable to court-imposed executions. Thus, says our scroll, our Mishnah, which implies that a blind person is liable for humiliation, cannot follow the view of Reb Yehuda.
Mhm.
I don't get it. I don't get the connection between the fact that a blind person has no humiliation and what that has to do with exile, lashes, and executions.
Now, here we're talking about the liability of a blind person for being biased someone else.
Right.
That's what this Bryce is saying over here. That when Rabbi Yehuda says Suma ein lo boshes, the Gomorrah is the Gomorrah understands that the Bryce is talking about the fact that a Suma will have no liability, and then the Bryce continues. That's Rabbi Yehuda. That's Rabbi Yehuda's shita in regard to a Suma. He also exempted them from Golus, from Malchus, and Mrs. Besdin as well. In all these cases,
Also, or is it therefore? V'chein, v'chach. What is v'chach? V'chach. Does that mean also? Because my English says and so, implying that there's a connection.
yeah, there is a connection. What's the connection? That we have Rashi to help us, I think, hopefully. But yeah, the Vikach is telling us that for the same reason that Rebbe Yehuda holds that a Suma has no liability when he causes a busha, so too he will have no liability for Golus if he was a Horig B'Shogeg, or if he was or if he did something that was Chayiv Malchus, or if he or even Mechayiv Mrs. Besdin. He'll be exempt in these cases. So let's see if Rashi tells us what if he explains us what exactly is the unifying thread over here in all these cases in Rebbe Yehuda. Udaloka Rebbe Yehuda.
I'm going to try. If it's too noisy, let me know. The key is it doesn't matter whether all those extra things are there. It definitely is in the Mishnah because it's definitely not. He definitely putters him from Boshes, regardless of what the other ones say. But it says the lo Karebi Yehuda, the Amma Suma Ein Lo Boshes, because he says that a blind person doesn't have humiliation. Im Bayesh Chayvero, if he embarrasses his friend. Pata, he's pata. Matnisen Katani, and our Mishnah taught a Yashan, someone who's sleeping, Vivayesh, who is humiliate, who shall we say embarrasses somebody. He's pata. He would be pata. Ubasuma lo and a suma lo tana. It didn't teach this. Hachi hilchov. Therefore, a suma should be chayiv. That's about the Mishnah. The Mishnah is saying that the suma would be chayiv.
Right. What's, in other words, the okay, right. So Rashi has shown us that our Mishnah holds, the ton of our Mishnah holds that a summa who does busha to his friend, he will be liable, but Rabbi Yehuda holds otherwise. Okay.
Well, my English says one who humiliates a blind person. And then it says one who is a blind person humiliates. So it seems like it's different cases.
Yeah. There's a different din. A person who's not a summa, who causes busha to someone who is a summa, will be liable.
So why does it say it doesn't accord with Rabbi Yehuda, and then the example it gives is a different case?
Okay, so we have to understand Rashi's proof, how the Gomorrah understands that a summa who causes embarrassment is exempt. And before we do that, we should really take a look at the Mishnah itself. What does the Mishnah say? Mavayish esa oram, mavayish esa summa. Okay, so if a person embarrasses a summa, he's going to be liable. Chayev. That's the ratio of the Mishnah here on the top of our page. Pei Vav Amud Beis. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it says in the Sefer, it says Yoshan Shabiesh Pater. Even though someone who is Mavayesh a Yoshan is Chayev, but if the Yoshan himself causes the busha, he's going to be Pater. Okay, so we got three cases where if a person is Mavayesh Orum, Summa, or Yoshan, that person will be Chayev in all three cases for causing busha to those three different people. But then when it talks about exemption, it says the Yoshan, somebody who's sleeping, should be he causes busha, he's Pater. Okay, so what would we conclude about the other about Asuma?
That he's not Pater. That he's not Pater. He's Chayev.
Yeah, that is what Rashi is medayik from our Mishnah. Rashi says the Loka Rabbi Yehuda. It's not like Rabbi Yehuda. Why not? The Amar Suma Ein Lo Boshes. First of all, we have Rabbi Yehuda on record in another place as saying that a summa has no boshes. Explains Rashi in biesh chavero pater, meaning to say that if he has no liability for causing busha, if he gives busha to another person, he's going to be pater. So that we know, says Rashi, not from reading the Mishnah, but from what we saw that Rabbi Yehuda said previously, I believe. And then Rashi brings the Mishnah. Umas nisan katani, yoshan shabiesh pater. Rashi's medayik on the Mishnah here, it says that the sleeping person who causes busha to someone else, he is going to be pater. Ubasuma, lo tana hachi. And in regard to a summa, the Mishnah did not teach like that. Did not teach that that din, that asuma that is mavayish is going to be potter. So hilkat suma chayev. So therefore, we would conclude, says Rashi, that from our Mishnah, that a suma who causes busha, he will be liable. So that's not like Rabbi Yehuda. That's what the Gemara's medayik over here.
Got it.
Okay, now, so that's all Rashi told us. And that's all Rashi told us. So now the Gomorrah tells us further. It relates to the Brisa. The Brisa, the Sanya that Gomorrah brought a Brisa. Lo to Rabbi Yehuda, the Sanya, we learn in a Brisa, Rabbi Yehuda, Omer, Suma, and Loboshes. He's got no boshes. Meaning he has no liability. He's going to be exempt when he causes boshes. And this is in line with what Rabbi Yehuda says. Ukah chaya Rabbi Yehuda poter in the other three cases too. Similarly, he exempts in the other three cases of Gullus, Malchus, and even Mrs. Besdin as well. So now, if you want to know why did Rashi not explain us, what's the reasoning? Just take a look at the next words of the Gomorrah. And we will call upon, who's ready to read the Gomorrah now? Alan, back to Alan. What does the Gomorrah say?
Which line are you on now?
We are on the page 86B3, the right-hand column.
Right, the mission next stated, right?
The Gomorrah asks,
Oh,
the next one down from.
down, okay. Gomorrah asks, my Talmud, to Rabbi Yehuda, what is Rabbi Yehuda's reason for accepting a blind person from liability for humiliation? Gomorrah answers, Gomar Einicha, Einicha, may Din Zomin. He learned in the Zerah Shava from the common expression, your eye, to derive the law of humiliation from the laws of witnesses. For some sumin lo, that is just as their blind people are not subject to the zomin laws. So minlo, also here, blind people are not subject to the payment for humiliation.
Okay, so let's take a look at, does Rashi tell us over here? Yeah, let's first read this Rashi, and then we'll look up this pasuk in the Chumash, and we'll appreciate this Gezerah Shava that the Gomorrah is making over here, according to Rabbi Yehuda.
We're concerned with either deliberate or accidental humiliation. Is that right?
Oh, that's a good question. Are we exempting the summa from even intentional humiliation? He has intention to cause damage, and he also humiliates too. We said before, you have to have intent. So presumably we got to have intent, and even in that case, he's going to be exempt, because we learned before that if there's no intention, there won't be any liability for boshes in any case, even for a person who has sight. If I'm not mistaken. Right, that was the case of the person that had the intention to embarrass a an Evid, and he ended up embarrassing a Ben Chorin. So his payment of Boshis is only that of an Evid, not for the one that he actually caused the busha to, because he didn't have the intent against the person that he actually caused the Boshis to. So even a regular, whatever, what is he regular or irregular? He can see, cannot see, but a person who does have sight, even he will be putter in the case of Boshis if there was no intent to be mavayish that person directly, but he had at least intent for someone else, different person. So, yeah. So in other words, we got to be saying over here that when we saying that this summa is going to be exempt, we mean to say even if he has intent to injure this person, that he actually caused the injury and the boshis too. And even in that case, so why that needs explanation. Why should that be? Just because he's can't see, what's the reason for that? So let's take a look over here at. You've got Rashi over here. Edim Zomimim. Siv.
I don't see that. Adim zone.
It's interesting. For some reason, it looks like it's a continuation of the Dibur Maskil Delo Kareb Yehuda. They have the word Chayev at the first word in the sentence, which was what we just got finished reading, Lo Kareb Yehuda. And
Yeah,
then they
I
have
see
two
it.
dots.
The Adim
And then
zone deceive. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, okay.
It's from Devarim Yud Tet. Lo takum eincha
That's yeah.
alav beboshes nami kasiv. Also from Devarim. Uketsosa es kappa lo tachum eincha edim efshar besumin de roy de im lo ro'eh shekata yado shel chavero heach yaad. Okay, so it means it's not what's tachum?
It's closed. Shut up. You know, a machzom is when you have a chatom. Is don't close your eyes.
Not closed. He did not close his eyes upon it, upon the embarrassment. Also, it's written Sosa, I don't know.
Sosa Escapa, and that he cut off his hand.
He cut off his hand. It's not closed. He did not close his eyes, or the eyes of the witnesses. It's impossible for a blind person that he needs to see
So,
that if he does not see what's shakta,
Shikota.
shakata, that he cut.
Yeah,
If he did not see
Yeah.
that he cut his hand, the hand of his friend. How can the witnesses? How can he witness? How can he be a witness?
How can he testify?
How can he testify?
Yeah, basically, the whole point is this whole concept of chatom is really about one of the things about what do you call it? Shvayis Veda, a lost object. You're not supposed to, or unloading your donkey. You're not supposed to like disappear and close your eyes to the event and have no feelings towards it. You're supposed to help out. So that's what's happening here. You have this concept of closing your eyes. You can't turn your way from testifying about seeing something bad. But the blind person can't see it. So if he can't see it, he can't close his eyes from it. And therefore you can't have a testimony in an Eidim Zomim of a blind person. How could he say, I saw a blind? The testimony in Eidim Zomim is not that whether you did the act or not, but whether you're with me at a different place at the same time that you claimed it happened. And how can I testify that I saw you at a different place if I can't see you?
Okay, let's take a look at this. We got two psukim over here that Rashi's quoted. Devorim Yud Tes. Just looking for which pasuk it is in Yud Tes. Do we have a citation to that anywhere?
Yeah, 21.
Okay, let's take a look. Lord.
Now this translates tachum as pity.
Devorim Yud Tes. What?
So
Yud Tes
Wait.
21.
Thank you.
Yud Tes 21.
Mine says velo sachom einecha, and it translated as your eye shall not pity. We translated tachum as closed.
Yeah, that's okay. This is the chos. It's sort of pity. The chos is when you have rachmana on somebody. You don't do it because you're being lenient with them because you're giving them the benefit of the doubt, and you shouldn't. That's the issue you had with chumetz. Why you're supposed to do a badika, and not just rely on your, because maybe you'll see the piece of chumetz and you'll have pity. You'll have pity on the chumetz, so you'll feel that you can have it. It's no big deal that you shouldn't want to be taking away that type of a thing. That's the other time it uses that word.
What's the other one? In Kaf. What's the pasuk in Kaf?
But I'm still looking for the one in Yud Tes. Where's the pasuk?
21. The last pasuk in Yud Tes.
Okay. Because I saw a pasuk actually. There's another pasuk in Yud Gimel. It says Lo Sachos Eincha Alav. The same lashon, but that's not the pasuk of Eidim Zomimim. Pasuk of Eidim Zomimim is the pasuk that you mentioned. Asisem lo kasher zomam lasos laochiv u'be'at arav v'nikabecha v'anisharim yishma'u v'yira'u v'lo yosifu lasois od kedavar razeh v'nikabecha v'lo serchois einecha. Lo serchois einecha Uh-huh. Tochus, Enoch. Yeah, I guess it comes from the word chas. Like you say, chas v'sholem. What does it mean, chas v'sholem? Chas means to have mercy. Losachos. You shouldn't have mercy. You shouldn't show mercy with this person. And something with the eyes. Has to do with the eyes over here. Okay, so I mean, the truth of the matter is that the word einecha is a bit unnecessary to be written over here. It would seem to me that it would be sufficient just to say, don't have mercy on him.
Right.
Why does it have to say your eyes shouldn't have mercy on him? You shouldn't have mercy on him. What's it got to do with your eyes? Okay, so that's the pasuk by Eidim Zomamim. And now we got a pasuk, another pasuk. Where's the other pasuk? In
Kaf Hey.
Kaf Hey. Which pasuk is it?
I don't know.
It says 12. 12.
Well,
It's in the footnote. 12. It's in the footnote for the large scroll.
Good base. Okay, thank you, Phil. Ukatsosa eskapa los achos einecha. Okay, so what is this parsha over here? Starts off on Yud Aleph. Ki yanotzu anashim yachtov ish va'achiv the karva eshes ahechad lahatzil es isha. We had this pasuk before. The two men are fighting, and the karva eshes ha'echad, the wife of one of these two fighters, comes over there. Lahatzil es isha, to save her husband. Biad Makeu, from the one who's giving him, he's beating him up. Veshalcha yada, and she sends out her hand with intention. Ve'achazika b'mavusha, she grabs on in an embarrassing way. Bekatsosa eskapa, and you shall cut off her hand for that. Lo yisachos einecha, do not have mercy on her. So here we got again. Einecha would seem to be totally superfluous. What do we need to say Einecha for? Lo sachos. Don't have mercy on her. Now, by the way, even though the pasuk says that we cut off her hand, so Rashi already brings on the spot, quoting our Gomorrah in Bava Kama, that no, we don't do that. Laman demei boshasoi. Kol lefiyah mavayish amavisvayish. We don't cut off her hand, but she has to pay money, and it's all according to the mavayish and the misvayish. Okay, but here you got another pasuk, and this is the pasuk. This is the pasuk of the source in the Torah for boshes, and it says einecha over here, and so we're making a gezerah shava from this totally superfluous word einecha with another totally superfluous word in Eidim Zomamim of einecha. Over there it's superfluous as well. So that's a really strong gezerah shava. It's like to say the Torah went out of its way to wrote einecha over here and write einecha over there for no apparent reason in the simple understanding of what the pasuk is coming to tell us. And what did it do that for? We got a drasha. So this is the drasha. So we got no more time to explain the drasha anymore. So we'll leave it for tomorrow. Be'ezus Hashem.
Amen.
Okay, take care. Be well. Have a good day.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay, thank you.
Be well.
Everybody
Have a good day,
day.
everybody.